because some of us had, I don't know, how do you want to say it? Like fantastical concepts?
Perhaps we had Adventurous.
That's even better than what I said. Someone should make a thing out of that.
We should.
They should trademark it too.
Yes. Right.
I feel like there's a lot of stories you can tell out of adventurous ideas.
Yeah, we're going to be telling quite a few. So how many people came here without even knowing what this panel's about? All right.
Oh, wonderful. You guys are in for something
Thank
really
God they
cool.
put a description on the website.
Did we?
I don't think so.
Oh, we didn't
It
actually.
just said Adventurous Ideas.
It did. It did,
And
yeah.
then we wrote to Eric and coming too. So
Eric roped me into this. He was like, hey, you want to do adventurous ideas, man? I was like, I don't know. Anyway.
well, I'm Sandra Nelson. I'm an actor, visual effects artist, animator, voiceover performer, and walking around here, I'm also a genuine Dark Lord of the Sith. I spent 12 years playing the character of Darth Vader for Lucasfilm and Lucas companies. Film, television, games, commercials, every brother characters. I also worked at LucasArts, visual effects supervisor and senior artist there, creating lots of games, lots of Star Wars games and other games as well. Then moved over to Industrial Light and Magic, effects for Star Wars prequels, Galaxy Quest, Jurassic Park 3, and Nightmare Before Christmas, Disney, MTV, Hasbro Interactive, PBS, CBS, a lot of different companies. I worked in just about every area of the industry, except until just recently, sound and audio. About 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, my buddy and business partner Jerry Cornell and I, producer of documentaries, mostly about Disney theme parks and park attractions and pop culture. Jerry and I, in the middle of the lockdown, decided we were going to start telling stories, start telling tales, and in audio form. That's what this panel's about. We're going to talk about our company, Adventurous Ideas. So let me start off first with a little trailer we made for our YouTube. Also our way of testing to see if we've got sound. So it's very important to have sound if you're talking about audio.
It's okay to close your eyes for this part because these are all audio dramas.
We don't need them all to survive.
What are you gonna do to me?
Today must be my lucky day.
First blood! First blood! I did it! I did it!
Guys, turn around.
Now you're gonna burn.
There's someone trying to turn us against each other.
I'm like you, sent to this world against my will. Only I still remember everything that happened.
Unfortunately for you, I don't suffer fools gladly.
Heads up, everyone.
I wouldn't if I were you.
What makes you think I'll trust anything you say? How do you know about my dual identity?
You better keep an eye on your daughter. You'll never touch her, you freak.
Time to go old school.
All great stories begin with adventurous ideas.
So that's just a little sample of what we do with our audio productions. So what's the process I go through? The process begins with myself and my business partner, Jerry Cornell. We have these idea machines in our head that we can't seem to shut off. That we drive our wives crazy because, even we lay down at night and our head hits the pillow and it's like, oh, I got another idea, an idea for a story. And then it's like, all right, fine, go to another room and let me sleep. But we're constantly coming up with story ideas. So everything begins with, usually with the two of us, with some kind of story idea. And then we start a brainstorming process going back and forth. We live about 2 hours away from each other, so we end up texting each other like 16-year-old schoolgirls back and forth. And we keep doing that until we get the beginnings of the story and some characters. Then we'll go and we'll assign it to one of our writers. We have a group of writers. We're always bringing in more writers to work on these projects. And we'll find a writer for the project. Sometimes we'll put together a world building team. where we get a group of people together to kind of go over it and figure out, okay, what are the characters going to be in the story? What are the settings, and the situations? We start building a framework and then hand it over to a writer or a group of writers to go through and flesh it out for us and come up with a script. After that, we go through casting. Jerry works with the writers primarily, who does a lot of work with writers. I work a lot with the actors. We recruit guys like these two to come into our productions and help us out. We have a lot of actors that are well known, some that are not well known. They're all incredibly talented. So we begin the casting phase at that point. And once we have like a cast and we have some scripts together, we'll often do what we call a table read. In Hollywood, you call a table read something where you actually get the cast around a real table, sitting together, and you go through and you read the script and go through it. The director gives some ideas about, okay, how this scene should be played, or how that scene should be played. You get a chance to listen to each other and assess things. Also, it's a great opportunity for the actors to meet each other and stuff. For us, since a lot of our actors are spread out across the country, across the world, we do table reads through Zoom and get everybody together in that sense. When that's done, then we move on to the recording phase. And in some cases, some of our actors have home studios that they record from. Some we book a studio for them to record in, and we get the tracks down for everything. I'm usually directing the productions. Jerry comes in and also helps out with the directing as well. In fact, I think he was there for you. He was there for you.
No,
it was just me for you.
Yeah, you both were there for me.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
In my home studio. I mean, you were Zoom called in for that one,
yeah.
but I was recording at home.
So usually what we do is we'll set up a Zoom. We'll have the actor record. If they're doing from a home studio, they record locally to their computer. But we have the Zoom call going so that we can correct them live, which is great to be able to get that feedback. So we don't want them to sort of flounder and send it to us and it's like, okay, that didn't work. Let's do another take, and it takes too long. But we're right there. We're able to guide them through this.
It's also very comforting having it done that way, because that's the closest we can get to being in a studio with the director. Right? Because traditionally, you're in a studio, there is a director giving you points of, oh well, maybe try it this way, maybe try it that way, and having both you and Jerry there, especially since both of you will take the time to sit with us and do that, is, I think, again, very just comforting.
And you're used to being on set with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only that, but I was talking to Anna Graves yesterday, and she was telling me how Dave Filoni was sitting in there with them when they were doing some of the stuff for the Clone Wars and stuff. I mean, in the table read, I totally relate to that. I mean, everybody saw that famous picture from The Force Awakens where they all got together, right? So it's always fun.
Yeah. So then after the recording phase, what happens next is we go through audio cleanup. So it goes to me or one of our audio technicians, and they go through and they clean up everything because there's going to be background noise. There's going to be pops and sizzles. There's going to be what we call plosives, which is where the actor's breath hits the diaphragm of the microphone. So if you ever want to do any voice acting, put your microphone at a 45-degree angle so the breath goes forward, not straight into the microphone. And if you're not a rock star, it doesn't matter. If you're on stage, that's different. You're in a recording booth. Get rid of that there. So it goes through the audio cleanup.
Yeah, like P sound.
Exactly.
It's also good.
T's, S's.
It's also good for if you're just doing podcasting too.
Exactly.
Which Eric also does.
That's right. Eric's a great
All for sci-fi.
All for sci-fi, yeah.
All for sci-fi. And then we go into dialogue editing. So I then hand it back over to Jerry, who supervises the dialogue editing. This is where all the dialogue gets put together, so it sounds like the actors are all in the same spot. We have the timing for the acting and the performances that way. Then it goes back to me for music and sound effects to be added in. I supervise that. So we have composers that are working with us to compose music for us. We're putting together the sound effects. Some of it is library sound effects. Some of it we have to create ourselves because it just isn't a sound effect for it. And that's a lot of fun. And then we release it to the world. So That's the simplified version of that.
You don't use like slinkies or something like that?
I haven't used a slinky yet. I have actually used a car jack to represent something else, though.
Okay.
Sounds are not always what you expect them to be. We needed a sound of a Uzi, a gun, hitting the pavement. I thought, that'd be easy to find. I could probably in one of our, we've got thousands and thousands of sound effects, and some of couldn't find anything like that. Went online, couldn't find anything. The thing, okay, do it ourselves. And I ended up taking a car jack, from like back of your car, the trunk of your car, and dropping it on the cement floor and recording it. And that was exactly the sound I did. So.
Well, you know, a lot of rain sounds that people listen to, it's fry oil, just so you know.
Yeah.
It's something being cooked in fry oil. If you're ever listening to rain sounds.
So, what's the latest with Adventurous Ideas? So our current projects, we've got a number of current projects going on right now. Heroes of Extinction, it's a 7-part superhero story. It's the story of a guy named Gabriel Cohen, who's a superhero named True Strike. He's been a superhero basically since he was a teenager. It's the only job he's ever known. He gets his powers from an alien collective that gives him super strength, his super speed, and his ability to teleport. He can also act like an galactic serial Alexa in his head, so he gets information based on the battlefield. Gabriel's turning 50 now. His body's changing. He's not connecting with the alien technology like he used to. His powers aren't what they once were. And he's been told by the collective that he must now find and train his successor, someone who was young and pure of heart like he was. Well, someone, or maybe a group of someone, are systematically taking out all the superheroes and the supervillains. He has to find out who's behind all of this. There's also been this league of these mutant creatures unleashed upon the city, who are these half-animal, half-human, poisonous things that are killing people, and his powers aren't reliable enough to stop them. The love of his life, a scientist, may have been involved with the creation of these mutants, and she's been killed by one of them. So now he has to mourn her death. He has to band together with the remaining heroes and villains to stop these mutants. He has to find out who's behind everything, and he still has to locate and train his successor. So we have a little trailer.
Mr. Price, hang on. I'm gonna go get help. Don't give up.
Wait, Gabriel. Dio, initiate protocol transfer.
When fate calls upon you.
I won't even try to pretend to know how you feel.
When I was your age, I was just a normal kid too. I never wanted this life, but I've come to understand that sometimes we don't get to choose our path. The path chooses us.
When the world needs you.
Don't you get it, True Strike? The initiative, your quest to find who's behind Creme 27, and even the Fire Reaper. It's all connected.
When the odds are against you.
It's too late, True Strike. This is already a room full of dead people.
Oh, God, no.
When time is running out.
Whoa, Kate. I'll bet you got a lot of people counting on you then, huh?
More than you know.
Villains are disappearing, yet crime is rising.
When forever isn't forever.
I don't need a replacement. I am not retiring yet, damn it.
Did you assume to be immune to the laws of your natural processes?
You better pray luck continues to keep tabs on you, Strike, because your days are numbered.
Soon, True Strike, you'll be mine. Your friends, the city, everything. It'll all be mine.
When our greatest heroes have all been wiped out, who will step up to take their place?
There was a little taste of that there. So, in the cast, we have Isaac C. Singleton Jr., who you saw in the first season of Mandalorian, playing a really nasty, mean Twi'lek in that. He's also, as you can see in this photo here, played Bosun in Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. He was in Galaxy Quest. He did a great, funny scene with Adam Sandler in Anger Management as the air marshal was tasing him. Yes, that was Isaac. He plays one of our, I won't call him a villain, he's our anti-hero in this Fractals character name. We have Mr. Eric Walker, who plays a very interesting character, prisoner who's in prison, who is an informant for one of the characters, a character named Ringneck, who is this. Saying this because you're such a nice guy.
Slimy.
He's a slimy guy. It's a great character in there. Bobby is also in the cast here, who's playing a lab technician named Marcus, who is coerced into helping the main villain of this production here. Mark Dodson, also, we all remember Marcus, the voice of Scum, who was the voice of the Gremlins movie. This was actually Mark's final performance, and he did an amazing job. Plays this sort of shady senator. This group of people that are trying to, the beginnings of all this strange madness that's happening here. And also in the cast is Mary Gibbs, who you might remember as the voice of Boo in Monsters Incorporated. Mike Wazowski. Well, she's older now. And but she plays Janessa, the young woman that Gabriel finds to be his replacement, his protege in this. So this is being finished up right now and will be out later this month, not this month, but probably next month or October. And it'll be available through Audible and Amazon and through our own website, adventurousideas.com. When people get our projects through our own website, you get bonuses, you get behind the scenes stuff, you get artwork, you get a copy of the script and things like that. So also, we have a project called Dark Park, which is an anthology series about strange happenings in mysterious old theme parks. The first episode is something called Dark Arcade, and we have a trailer for that.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. Feast your eyes on the amazing marvels to be found inside. We have rides, we have shows, we have wonders beyond belief. Experience the thrill of our spiral plunge roller coaster.
Ted, Christy, and Leo were teenagers out for the day at their local amusement park. It's now getting near the end of the day, and the lights of the arcade are bright and beckoning. At the arcade, the coming night makes all the lights seem brighter. But be careful, for if you use the dark token, you will enter the dark park. And it could be game over.
Oh, wow. I've never seen virtual reality as good as this.
Look at that old abandoned house on that hill. Nice.
Guys? Turn around. There's like a whole mess of zombies right there. My gun's not working! They're coming!
Reload your gun, you moron! That's how you get eaten in this game.
Ouch! He bit me!
Now that's virtual reality!
We got him, Christy. You're okay now.
No, you idiot! He bit me. He freaking bit me! I felt his teeth in my arm.
You felt it?
Player 1 infected. 60% life left.
There's a whole mess of them following us. Christy, you doing okay?
No, I'm not okay. My arm hurts like hell. I can't feel my fingers. I'm hot, and I can't see too good.
Ah! Help! Help! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Adventurous Ideas presents Dark Park, Dark Arcade.
All great stories begin with adventurous ideas.
So that's out right now, and it's available through Audible and Amazon and through our own website. By the way, that is Mark Dodson, who's the voice of Adventurous Ideas. So,
that one was really cool too.
We've got a very
dark,
sensitive screen here.
Dark Park is I don't know. It's kind of like Twilight Zone meets Goosebumps but set in theme parks.
So we have, Dark Arcade is out right now. We have Beneath the Darkened Sea. Every one of these is themed around theme parks in one way or another. Beneath the Darkened Sea is in post-production right now. What the Darkness Holds, Dark Vortex, Against the Darkening Storm, and Darkly Ever After are all in the writing phase right now, or the casting phase at the moment. So, and these guys might actually end up in one or two of those productions.
I can't wait.
Don't use the dark token!
Yes, exactly. So, Michael Yurchek is the lead character in Dark Arcade. If you're a fan of Naruto, he is the voice of Tobi and Obito in that, and he's done lots of voices for animation, anime, and games. So he's also in the cast of Extinguished Worlds, which is our next production that goes, gets recorded later this year. Extinguished Worlds is a science fiction tale. I guess you could say it's a superhero, supervillain, alien invasion, time travel story. It's an epic saga. Yes, we have a trailer for that too. Well, a teaser trailer for it.
I haven't even heard of this one yet.
That's right.
It's been 10 years since Caleb was rescued from a collapsed skyscraper at the age of 8. His parents never located. Together with his adoptive family, an older brother named Dominic, and a woman they call Grandma, they eke out a living salvaging tech left behind in the rubble from the conflicts between the Empowers. When an unexpected visitor offers Dominic and Caleb a dangerous yet lucrative salvage job that seems too good to be true, they decide to take the risk. But Caleb has a secret. In a time where battles between heroes and villains is commonplace, Caleb possesses a unique ability. He can't remember his past, but he can see the future and rewind the present. The journey from Psychid Cove to Perilous Island could solve all of their financial problems and provide Caleb answers about his history, if they can survive it. Past and future collide as Caleb races to correct the present before the timeline is destroyed. Extinguished Worlds.
I really like the visuals on that one the most so far. I mean, they were all really cool, but that one especially.
Now, mind you, these are trailers for this is audio. Everything's going to be audio, but so like I said, Michael Yurchek is in the cast of this as well, but also in the cast. And the book is out, by the way. You can get the book on Amazon right now. Patricia Gilliam is the one that wrote our script for it. She also wrote the book. It's excellent. The nice thing, what we do with our writers is that we, although we own the project, we own the IP, we always tell our writers, okay, who are also always compensated, where they're hired and everything, but we tell them, okay, once this is done, you go write a book, a novelization of it, go publish it, and we don't want a dime. That's all yours. And so Patricia has already done that. And the book is excellent, and it's nice because the books are always a companion to the audio production. They're never like the same story told exactly the same way. So it's always told from a slightly different aspect or something like that, so that they work together as you enjoy both.
But in book form.
In book form, yes. Also in the cast of Extinguished Worlds will be John Morris, who you might remember as the voice of Andy from the Toy Story movies. John's a very versatile voice actor. You met John?
I haven't met him.
Okay.
I haven't met him.
Okay. We also have Neil Kaplan.
Yes.
You know who Neil Kaplan is.
Yes. I was looking forward to Neil joining the crew.
Yeah, thanks to the Old Republic and lots of voices. Neil's a great voice actor.
It's also Optimus Prime.
That's right. We also have Laura Faye Smith, who is probably best known as Rosalina from the Super Mario games.
Oh.
Yeah. By the way, Kenny, if you're a Super Mario fan, Kenny James, the voice of Bowser, is in Heroes of Extinction, plays a superhero. We also have Adasa. If you're a fan of Encanto, she was the voice of Dolores. I sang the song We Don't Talk About Bruno. She's playing our villain. That's one of our villains.
I mean, why would you write a whole song about not talking about a particular individual and then name them every time you're not supposed to talk about it? But isn't singing a form of talking?
It is, yes. And Renee Jacobs, who is probably best known as April O'Neil from the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. She's in our cast as well for this. And we're in talks with Jim Cummings, Hondo Anaka, to join our cast for this as well. And Jim's wonderful. Jim's great. So that'll be going into production probably in November. And Katie Manning, we're in talks with Katie Manning, her Doctor Who fan. She was Joe Grant's companion of the Third Doctor on Doctor Who, and does a lot of work for Big Finish audio in the UK. And then we have Kaladin, which is our big sword and sorcery fantasy tale. It's unlike any other fantasy tale that I've ever read before. And this is something that it was a book that I've had the rights to for about 40 years. And we tried to get it made as a film. A couple of times came very close. Even Island was interested in producing it as an animated feature at one point, and they decided they weren't going to do animated features until many years later when they did Rango. Was when they did one. But so now we're doing it as audio, and it's got a great cast as well. If you've played the Jedi Knight game from LucasArts, Christopher Neame, who was Jarek, the Dark Jedi, just joined our cast for Kaladin, and Chris is fantastic. Carolyn Monroe, who you might know from Golden Voyage of Sinbad and a lot of the old Hammer horror movies. She was a Bond girl, and she was in the wonderful, deliciously awful Star Wars ripoff called Star Crash, The Adventures of Stella Star, the Italian film there. But Carolyn is in this as well. Martine Biswick, who is also a Bond girl, but has played a lot of villains and baddies in both British film and American television. She is one of our main villains in this. She plays the Queen Burgundy, leader of her pirate horde that she has in this thing. It's an epic story of a young man named Aladdin, who is the Lord of Kaladin, the newest Lord of Kaladin. Many generations before, one of the Lords of Kaladin had stolen a very powerful gemstone from the dragon, thundered it, and stole this gemstone and put it in place of blood curse, blood oath that was bound the dragon to Castle Kaladin as it took control of Castle Kaladin. And every Lord of Kaladin since then has either had to have a male heir in order to go up against the dragon in battle, or they have to go and find this gemstone that had become lost for generations. And the young current Lord, Kaladin Alaman, is he doesn't have a male heir, so he's going to go find this gemstone. And so he's sent on a quest with the help of a wizard that gives him some talisman to protect him and gives him some advice. He meets someone who's going to help him as a guide to go on this journey, because he's never done anything like this. He's always been nobility. And he runs into a band of gypsies. He runs into a poisonous harpy. There's a battle at sea. There's a lot of stuff going on in this thing. But the main part of the story is the very human story of two men, Alanin and Dalkin, each one having what the other one wishes they had. Alanin always wished that he could go places, do things, see things, but he's always been part of nobility. Dalkin has nothing. His family has kicked him out, rejected him. He's Japanese. He's doing whatever he can to earn a living, but he's had his freedom. But what he really wants is to belong somewhere. And so it's the story of those two. But the opening origami is played by Martine here. We also have Isaac C. Singleton Jr. There he is, who's in our cast. I've typecast him as a pirate. But it's very different than the character he played in Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean, at least he has already played a pirate before.
Yes. We also have in the cast Christopher Ryan, you might remember as Santar in General and Doctor Who. He was also going way back on the sitcom The Young Ones, British sitcom.
Sydney is gonna love
Oh,
that.
good.
She loves Doctor Who, especially the Santars.
We also are in talks with Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor from Doctor Who, to play the Wizard Merlin in this. And we're also in talks with Paul McGann, the Eighth Doctor, to play a role in this as well. So looking forward to this one. Destiny of the Fallen is another fantasy tale that we have in the works. That's a very interesting story about three princesses and a fallen kingdom and trying to put it back together again. And we're talking with Tim Russ to play our main villain in this.
The guy from Combing the Desert.
Yes, the guy from Combing the Desert in Spaceball.
I mean, tons of other stuff too.
Tim told me that he says, I go in and do the signings and everything and at the conventions, and he says, I signed more things from Spaceball than I ever did from Voyager.
And I guarantee you, he's been in so many things that you have seen. So many things.
He's a great musician. Yeah, fantastic musician. And then we have our pirate tale, Crossbones of Fate. This is an interesting story and an interesting production, the way we're putting it together. This is a tale of 5 different pirates whose lives intertwine. But we're doing this, the first 5 episodes of this are each episode is going to feature one of the pirates, one of their stories. But then all the stories are going to converge at the end with this one event that happens to each one of these pirates at sea. This unexplained supernatural event that happens to them that thrusts each of them together. We find out that they actually do have history with each other. And now they have to work together to get out of this particular situation. It also involves a djinn, a genie, and but we're trying to keep it as true as, although we have a lot of fantasy elements to it, we're trying to keep it as true as possible to historic pirates. It's not going to be arr and that kind of thing. It's going to be real, like pirates were
That's not historical.
That came with Disney's Treasure Island.
They didn't have parrots on their shoulder?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
There could be a parrot. We have a trailer for this.
I'm sure you've heard the tales. The legend of the unlikely 5. Worlds apart they were. Such strong wills and dark purposes, yet drawn to one another. How they ever sailed on the same ship without slitting each other's throats is a mystery, to be sure. What they accomplished together, no one can question or doubt. They may have saved us all. Aye, the stuff of legends, but 'tis all true. 5 different lives, 5 different motives, 5 different hearts, 5 different secrets, 5 different paths, but only one destination. Crossbones of Fate. Oh, beware. It's coming for you. From Adventurous Ideas.
So this is one of those situations where we brought in the world building, where we have a team that is putting together, where each of us has been developing one of the 5 pirate characters. We're working together to figure out what all the different plot points are going to be. Then we're handing it over to 5 different writers. Each writer is going to write one of the stories of these 5 pirates. We're not telling our writers who else is on the project, and we're not telling them which pirate they're going to have until they agree to do the project first. And this is part of our behind the scenes that we're going to do, just for fun. And then we have a 6th writer who's overseeing everything to tie together and write episodes 6 and 7 of this. So, and yes, we do have one cast to talk about. Femi Taylor is going to be one of our 5 pirates in this. Yes, she's going to be playing the character of Fortune Tennis. So, she's really, yes. So, and we have about 75 plus other stories in development. Believe it or not, we actually do. We have 4 in post-production, we have 3 in casting phase, we have about 15 that are being actively written at the moment, another 75 plus in development, because we can't stop it. I don't know what to do here. Some of those, I'll go through real quick. Through the Lucid Door is a story about lucid dreaming. It's a science fiction tale about lucid dreaming and what is real and what isn't. And this strange creature, odd, threatening creature that is living in the, I guess we could say, world between worlds, and this between what is real and what isn't.
I think Boo has to be on that one, right?
Which one? Oh, Mary Gibbs?
Yeah.
She might be.
I feel like this makes sense.
We have a story called Wild Card, which is about a guy, his life has been falling apart, he's been estranged from his wife and his kids, the feds have just shut down the company that he worked for and is investigating everything, he's lost his job, he doesn't know what he's going to do, he's just trying to get everything back together when this happened, and he wakes up one morning, he has a superpower, he doesn't know why. The next morning he wakes up and he has a different superpower. Every day he wakes up with a completely different superpower replacing the previous one. And he doesn't know what to do about it. He doesn't know why it happened. And he's trying to figure out, well, do I cure this? How do I get this cured? Or do I lean into this and become a superhero? Because there's a moment where he ends up having to use the superpower of the day to help someone. Sometimes his powers are impressive, like he can fly or has invisibility or something like that. Sometimes something weird, like he can hover 2 inches off the ground, or he can change the color of something. He never knows what it's going to be or if they're going to repeat. And so, how do you become a superhero? He lives in a world where superheroes are the stuff of comic books and movies. There are no superheroes. So that's why it's called Wild Card. Never the same hero twice. We have our 1930s murder mystery called Redella McPherson, which is about a rich socialite woman in the 1930s who is a detective, but she's also a clairvoyant. So she walks into the crime scene, she gets an impression of who the killer was, now she has to work backwards and prove that it was them. I guess
they say ladies should never dabble in the murky waters of crime, but rules were made to be broken. Being a woman in this line of work hasn't exactly been the cat's pajamas, and in these circles, they'd prefer me to be ornamental, clutching my pearls at the slightest hint of violence. But they underestimate me. They always have. Time and time again, they forget that they need me. Why, you might ask? Because I can see past the grand veneers of society, right into the darkness that lurks just beneath the surface, to the things that aren't there. Take the dagger, for example, an instrument of intrigue. It can either be a tool of aid or of death. I can feel it, which instrument it is, with a simple pass of my fingers, the lingering energy on the blade, the hidden truths, secrets meandering to the surface, coursing through its hilt, and becoming clear as day. Humans will always be the best actors, spinning the most complex of lies, wielding the most distractions, sending authorities around in circles upon circles. But a dagger? No, a dagger doesn't know how to lie. So, while the ones we chase dance their way through webs of deceit, it would be prudent for them to remember this. I'm the dame who knows what you don't want her to know, and the one who'll unravel your lies with a mere touch. Here's to uncovering the truth, one dagger at a time.
All great stories begin with adventurous ideas.
So, just real quick, you want to say something? So that's going to be probably a 9-episode story. It's being written right now by the same writer as Heroes of Extinction. So we've got all these different actors that say, "Can I be the murderer? Can I be the murderer?" So, you want to be the murderer? Yes. Okay. All right. Voices in the Vault is a story about an old curiosity shop where these very strange antiquities are held, and they're brought up to the people that are sent to the curiosity shop to retrieve certain items. If the item is brought up from the vault and accepted, it's written up in the ledger books, it's sent on its way, and it's not, it's sent back down to the vault. Find out all these items in the vault are sentient. They talk to each other. May have been there for days, months, years, who knows how long. And their rule is that if they're sent up and sent back down, they must tell one story about themselves that they've never told to the rest. That's what each episode is that story. So it might be something like an old upright typewriter with mummified fingers still attached to it. It might be about, one episode might be about an 8-bit game cartridge. Another one might be about two glass eyes, mismatched glass eyes that belong to twin brothers who hate each other. So that's a project that's coming up. A haunted maidservant, which is a kind of a haunted house story. I can't actually talk too much about this because it's still being developed, and it's going to be good. It's going to be very good. Oblivion Spiral is our Cold War spy story about the world's greatest spy, who is just about to retire and realizes that his entire life has been a lie. He has been groomed all his life to think one thing, that he thinks he was working for the good guys, working for the bad guys all this time. Now he is spiraling downwards and is going to blow everything to oblivion. He's going to undo the entire spy network, and they don't know how to stop him. That's going to be an interesting project as well. And then we have something called Only One, where we bring in one actor to play every part. But they must agree to play every part without knowing what all the characters are. We make sure that the script is something that they can do. The first episode of that is probably going to be out this month, starring Jim Meskimen. Jim's a wonderful actor and comedian and impressionist. He's took over for Robin Williams as the voice of the genie for Disney. He's fantastic. He's also the son of Marion Ross. Jim does a great job of playing every character. We have a little clip of this. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll skip this and we'll play a little something from Heroes of Extinction because we're running out of time here. But some of the other actors we've gotten involved in our projects, David Ingram, who is here. Go check out David, he's going to be working with us. John Simpkin, Guy Henry, you may know as Tarkin, Louise Jameson from Doctor Who, one of the Doctor's Companions, Sophie Aldred, the Seventh Doctor's Companions, Phil Lamar, we've been talking with Phil Lamar about this. It's Kid Fisto, and let's play Bob.
He's one of the voice actors I think in the industry with some of the most roles ever right now.
And we've been talking with Maurice LaMarche, the brain.
Oh, Maurice.
Yes, wonderful guy. And so, get to the questions in just a minute here real quick. Do we have any questions?
Do we have any questions?
Yeah, you have a question. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if you advice was referring to voice acting for weeks.
Yeah.
If there's any advice for
Actually, for as far as the voice acting part of it? Yeah. A couple of things I would recommend is, first of all, if you really want to be a voice actor, make sure you take an acting class, because it's not just one voices or anything like that, it's about acting. But I would say the biggest thing is get used to the sound of your voice. Listen to it, record it, and play it back, because what we sound like when we're talking, it includes a lot of reverberation in our head, and it doesn't sound the same. You know, it's like we think we sound like this, we sound like this. You know, it's weird. So I would definitely do that, and then don't think you have to get a lot of crazy equipment or things like that. It's amazing what you can do with some very small amounts of equipment here. Let me real quick here. How much time do we have? A few minutes? No minutes. Oh, we're over time. I thought we were supposed to be. All right. Okay. All right then. So I'll tell you what. If you want to find out more, you can go over to my table, or you can send us an email at newsletter@adventurousideas.com, or you can go to any of our social media find out more.
Thank you guys so much for coming. And stay tuned for more.